The bicycle store is closed, so I have to figure out what's wrong with my Bosch e-bike. This video is about how I solved the mystery. I just got my Bosch e-bike out of storage, and on my first ride I noticed that while the bike's motor worked perfectly on all 4 assist levels, the speedometer wasn't registering. Then I noticed an alert on my display panel that read error code 503. I took the bike back inside to check the display panel, which is called the Bosch Intuvia computer, by the way. First, I noticed that the odometer hadn't budged. Then I looked at the other parameters. Trip distance didn't register, but the clock worked. Like the odometer, the max speed, average speed, trip time, and range hadn't registered. Thinking about it, it became evident that the computer wasn't recording anything that had to do with speed or distance. Then I thought, the Intuvia computer calculates the speed on the basis of how many times per minute the rear wheel turns, and distance is simply the number of turns multiplied by the circumference of the wheel. So I asked myself, how does the computer know how fast the wheel is turning? I remembered that the bike has a cadence sensor on the chainstay on the left side of the bike. Bosch calls it a speed sensor. It's connected to the computer by this wire here. A magnet attached to one of the spokes is detected by the sensor each time the wheel makes one turn. This is the magnet. I could see that it had twisted out of position and wasn't pointing in the right direction. The bicycle must have been leaning against something in the storeroom. All I had to do was to turn the magnet for the big part to face left towards me, closest to the sensor. Now for the test. I lifted the rear wheel. By the way, this is my bicycle stand. Not ideal, but it allows me to raise the bike to whatever height I want. It's simply a block and tackle attached to the ceiling. Then I tested it by spinning the wheel, and problem solved. The speedometer worked, and so did all the other features. I went online to learn more about the sensor and found out how the magnet should be positioned. Here we see the sensor and magnet from the right side of the bike. There's a screw at the back of the magnet for securing it to the spoke. I suspected that it might not be tight enough. The correct position for the magnet is adjacent to the little vertical mark at the front of the sensor, here. Not the round rubber cap that hides the screw that holds the sensor in place. The magnet wasn't properly positioned. It was offset a bit to the rear. I loosened the screw and moved the magnet over, opposite the mark, and now I had it properly aligned. Before closing, I thought about other things that could make the computer think that the wheel isn't turning. One possibility would be that if the screw got loose, the magnet could slip towards the rim of the wheel, or you might lose it altogether. Another possibility would be for the sensor itself to be defective. Here's a picture of the sensor and its connecting wire. Now, if that happened, I don't know how you'd diagnose the exact cause. Maybe you'd have to go by trial and error. Your Bosch dealer could tell you, and they'd be happy to sell you a new one. Then you'd have to figure out how to install it if you decided to have a crack at it yourself. There might be other defects that would cause the computer not to register speed, things of a mysterious nature that would be beyond my knowledge and comprehension. I hope this report can be of use to you. If you'd like to see more videos about electric bikes and bicycle campers, And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to my channel by clicking on the little icon at the right bottom of your screen. If you're interested in learning how to sail, or if you'd like to read exciting sailing stories, buy one of my books on sailing. You can find that information and information about e-bikes and bicycle campers on my website, www.robertberrio.com. Thank you for watching, and never quit cycling!